Ramor Shlomo.
Good morning.
Neitzenergy. We have an intimate crowd today, people.
You have that
Stay
voice,
tuned.
brother. You have that voice.
I do.
In you.
I don't think I have a voice.
You have
Oh,
that
we said
voice.
we're going to push it back so we get more people.
No. I'd rather not. I'd rather not be in it. I'd rather just be a voice.
Yeah. You're a good voice. Okay, we're up to in here.
I think Lamed Vov on top, no?
Lamed Vav on the bottom. Koshtikai. Kiba Emes. See, 2/3 of the way down, there's one key at the end of the word that's a little bolded.
Ah, Kolorevach?
Yeah. Kiba Emes.
We're talking. Give the live background.
We're talking about the difference between connected to the dark side or the light side, the Ara Panim or the Panim Shchayrim, which is anxiety versus full trust. Is it Masa Mata Be'emuna? Are we doing business Be'emuna, which means that I understand that my Parnasa could come to me B'derech Kal, easily. And everything is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. My trust is in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And it's not, the Baal Shem Zvat, Baruch HaGavar Sheyiftach B'Hashem, V'yashem Miftach of the Pasuk. He says there's two levels. There's Baruch HaGavar Sheyiftach B'Hashem is the guy that comes to daven and davens and says, Hashem, I have these 3 deals that are pending. I really need your help. Please help me with this one. This employee is giving me a rough time. I really, really need your help with this specific thing. And then there's the guy, that's the Baruch HaGavar Sheyiftach B'Hashem. And then you have the guy that's B'Haya Hashem Miftach. Hashem, I don't need the business. I don't need this deal. I don't need nothing. I know you got me. I have full trust. 100%. It's not about this deal. It's not about this client. It's not about this employee. I'm not davening for the specifics because that's one level. I can come to you, Baruch HaGavar Sheyiftach B'Hashem, and that's that. But V'haya Hashem Miftach means even that I'm putting in you. Even that, I don't need, you can fill my account however you want.
I thought it goes together, the Pusik.
It does, but
you could
it's 2
split
levels.
it, 2 levels.
It's 2 levels.
Oh, it's even in that level, in that thing, could be together 2 levels. As in,
I
start that way,
I feel the same
you
way.
make
It's
you
hard.
make
I
you
try
up,
to
you
figure
make
it
it up that
It's
way.
not to daven for the details.
No, sometimes I've started
It's not
davening,
about, yeah,
and I'm about Avarachman, and then in the middle I'm tripping like, what, I'm gonna ask for this? Like, he knows exactly what I need. Like, just thank you for everything.
Very similar thought. I think along the lines of, the whole time when I davened as a kid, I wanted things, so I'm davening for things, and now as I'm going through it, I'm realizing that davening has all the things that I need,
Right.
so why am I adding to it? And where's my perfectionist playing? Am I being too much of a perfectionist? Am I caring? I find myself thinking the same way.
So the details are important because that's our connection.
Correct.
If you're not going to go into the details
Yeah.
with Hashem, and you're just going to stay
Very formal.
I just need you to make tikkun ha'olam, that's very, very broad, and the relationship isn't as detailed. When you have a conversation with a friend, you go into details of your day. Just giving them, I'm fine, I'm good, Baruch Hashem, everything's amazing. You know what I mean? We could come to davening, thank you Hashem, everything's amazing, please Hashem, help me on an overall. I'm not telling you how to do it or whatever, thank you for everything. But the more we go into the details, is the more of the relationship. So it's important that we go into the details to go through, Hashem, this is my avodah today. This is what I'm going through. This is my thing. This is what's in my head. This is what
But it's being okay with whatever Hashem does.
But Hashem, I don't need
exactly
this to
what I
work
need,
out. I don't need that to work out. You can fill my bank account this way or that way. You don't even have to fill my bank account. If you get chased to go away, it's also okay.
Yeah, I don't need that.
I don't even need that. Feed my children.
Any other way, give me a farm.
I don't need nothing to work out. I know I'll be okay, and I know I have full trust in you. And in Hebrew, the word gever today is gever, right? Yeah, there's just because we went into the word gever, it's interesting. Right now there's a huge movement across the colleges and the young males. And in Hebrew, it's very into the gever, which is the no-fab movement. You familiar with that?
Yes.
No fab?
Yeah, which is no
Sexuality, porn,
no
social
no
media
masturbation,
shit, yeah.
No social media,
What does
nothing.
fab stand for?
For the man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's coming from I'm a giver.
I'm
I've
a
been
masculine
on it for years.
masculine
I'm
energy.
a
Like I'm
masculine-
not taking. I'm a giver.
I'm a giver. I don't know. No, not selfish. I'm a giver. And this is not
Semen
this
retention.
Is not, there's a semen retention. This whole thing. This is I'm the boss of me.
Semen retention?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
all
yeah,
about-
yeah.
Get a t-shirt, you say?
Not you.
Oh gosh.
But you can. The idea is, I'm a giver. I'm the boss. Women are not going to entice me. I'm bigger than that whole game of Hollywood, and
Who's looking at my social?
I'm bigger than
Isn't
this.
this what we said, Tikkun Aversos, in the connection of Tikkun Aversos, Tikkun Ramon? We said this in the beginning also, that
Very,
Yeah.
very
That all
different.
this
But I'm
is
saying,
about-
but the way they're coming at it, they're coming at it from that. I said, a lot of times people think for Emunah, who are the people that really have Emunah? The biggest schleppers, right? They need the most Emunah. Who's the guy? The guy who has nothing, has to come in and trust Hashem the most. The Gever guy
Has a thing in
is,
control.
I'm in control. I have it. You know, when you go with that Gever. So what's the words in davening? Baruch
Hagever.
Hagever asher yiftach b'Hashem.
He is the
You
one
could be
that's
the
really
biggest
trusted.
Gever. You could be the biggest Gever using today's terminology. Baruch Hagever asher yiftach b'Hashem. Be that Gever, but
You have to. It
remember,
has to be backed by
It
someone.
has to be backed by Asher Yiftach B'Hashem, and then the next level of Bahoya Hashem Miftachet, even that is not me. Even that's not me. There's
He's
Bahoya
doing good.
Hashem Miftachet.
so it is a bit of a build-up. You start your day, and these are the things that you have in mind, your ideas and your plans and your goals. But it's then there's understanding that you still got me, and I know you. So now,
Yes,
now that you know what I
absolutely.
need, here's the. But I know that you got
Yeah,
a
it's
way
process.
better like recipe back there.
Yeah.
I'm not stuck to this. Today's davening that we had today, right? Baruch Hu at the end, and the whole thing.
Vanessa.
I loved it today. It was a Heilig of Heiligs. But I'm going to quote from some Kabbalah of Pshiska, I believe, that whenever I quote Tzaddikim, it could be, you know, in
There's
Gemara.
similar stuff.
In the Gemara, they would call Tanaim Moshe Shapa Kamret. They would tell any Tana, even if his name wasn't Moshe, Moshe, you said good, because all tzaddikim are Moshe. So whenever I say anybody, I mean Moshe Kamret, and whichever tzaddik it was, it was. But I think they said it from Pshiska that he had his day written out every second of every day of the day, from the second he wakes up. This is when I do a 4 o'clock and a 4
When was he writing? Was it schedule or
His
after
schedule.
the day?
His schedule.
Oh, a
His schedule
schedule.
of what I do every second of the day, from the second I wake up till the second.
Accountability. Fine.
And the last line he wrote, "Ulafa'amam lahapa." And sometimes the opposite. Means this is my schedule, but I'm not stuck to it.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes these
And
things happen.
sometimes it'll be the opposite, which is such a powerful thing to first write it down. I mean, I have my
Yeah.
schedule. I'm not just
Locked
all
in.
over the
To
place.
be structured.
It's like making
But
a
that's what you're
it's
saying.
like making a budget and then contingency is 100%.
It's 100%.
100% contingency.
Assumption 0.
And everyone's buying in.
Exactly. But that's what it is, exactly like you say. It's making that punch list, that list of things. Yes, this is my
Task
list.
list.
Flexible.
This is my list. But on the bottom, I know lefa'amum lahapach. And
I'm gonna
sometimes
start adding
the
it
whole
to
thing
my
will be
task
backwards.
It's good to add it, like you're not gonna have that pressure. You're gonna have that revach in it.
Yeah, it gives you
It's a
clarity.
baseline.
It's a baseline on the bottom that says you don't have to be stuck in anything. And that's the idea of Baruch HaGavash Yiftach B'Hashem. That's the Hashem in my list.
Boy Hashem.
V'haya Hashem
That was
Miftacha is
him.
lefa'amim lahapach.
That's what a real guy is.
That's what a real gaver is. When you could be lefa'amim lahapach.
When it's
When it's not going your way. When the deal didn't go your way.
Right.
And you could say, oh,
You're
in, my,
climbing,
in,
yeah.
my, in my list,
Guns
things
do
were
this
supposed
a
to
lot.
happen. And you say, lefa'amim lahapach.
I was thinking this morning, I never didn't have money because I gave tzedakah. Never happened. You never
You want me to
did
never got used up because of the
I
tzedakah.
never,
Never
I
used
never
it.
wasn't able to
$500?
have.
Yeah.
If I had 2 slices of pizza and I gave one to someone else, I never was hungry after like I didn't have.
All right.
That's for sure. But if you even take it a step further, you never bought a pair of sneakers and then didn't have money for mortgage the next month either.
Oh,
My point is, people.
It's only when
Again,
you buy
a lot
normal
of- I
things,
think
not
a
when you
lot
go
of people-
spend
We're
on
not
the
talking
shopping
about luxury.
spree.
We're not talking
Yeah,
about luxury.
yeah,
No
yeah, what you
luxury.
need.
I like that
Not
line. By the way,
luxuries.
push for, you say this a lot, push for the most you can, what is it, the best you can afford?
Yeah.
But no,
the best you
but
can
not
afford.
luxury.
the
No
best item,
luxury.
but not luxury.
Highest
Right.
quality.
Highest quality you can afford.
Highest quality you can find. But
Proper
not
upgrades.
with,
Right
with
upgrades.
no with no luxury, nothing.
So if I
about
want to buy a new
brand-
shirt, should I go for find
best.
the best shirt?
the best shirt, 100%.
Wow.
100%.
Always, you should believe that.
Interesting.
Only the best. Only the best.
Rolex.
Because you're a Yid.
I should be
You're a
dressing.
Yid. You be
Yeah.
proud, and when you're proud of yourself, we act different than when we're not.
And if
But
you
that's
believe
why-
you deserve, then you deserve. If you don't
And
believe
you deserve it as much as anybody else. You know, I told somebody, I was talking to Silky yesterday, I said, I'm so happy for you because you deserve it so much that he's getting married on Tuesday. I said,
Didn't he
deserve
got
it.
married 2 years ago?
Yes.
3 years ago?
Very
Also,
good.
beautiful. He's doing a good job.
It's so great. It's so
He's
great.
amazing. He's killing
I
it.
remember just remember he just got married. He's talking about marrying.
It's his third marriage. And
He's amazing. He gets going at it. He's amazing.
I love.
He's doing what he gotta do.
So we were talking yesterday, I don't remember what the point was.
The point was about buying something that's good.
But best you could afford, I threw you off with that maybe.
Deserving
I said
it.
to him that you're deserving because
all right.
it makes me uncomfortable when people say that I deserve it.
He did the same
Oh.
thing to
I
me.
said, I said, let me tell you, I'm not telling you you deserve it more than the other guy. It has nothing to do.
Yeah,
You're
I'm taking
thinking
away.
I'm saying you deserve it,
The other
and
one
the
not.
other guy didn't. Everybody else that's not married didn't deserve it. I explained to him exactly what we said yesterday in the shit. We put ourselves in every situation. You put yourself out there that you want to find love. You went out to a dating situation to the Bashoa. You found somebody, you followed up, you did the steps. Therefore, you deserve it.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, because you did the steps. The guy who didn't go out and didn't put it out there
Deserves so
and
much.
didn't just doesn't have it. He also deserves it when he does the steps. We put ourselves in every situation. So now, of course you deserve
It's like
it.
an itzu.
It's an etzu. You deserve it. It doesn't mean every time we're going to put ourselves out there, everything's going to work out.
Right.
But when it does, it's because you did the steps.
Only because you did this.
Only that sitting on the couch moping,
get
It doesn't happen.
it's not going to happen.
Right.
And those people are going to sit there 15 years later still saying, he's so lucky.
Yeah, wow.
He's
you
so
guys
lucky, that guy. No, he's not. He went out there. He went out of his comfort zone.
Right.
He went out of his comfort zone to get it.
He's blessed.
And we don't realize it. We look at people like they're lucky. No, he went to the car dealership and leased himself the car.
Right.
That's
went
all he
for-
did.
was looking for a
More
deal.
than you. Oh my God, he's so lucky. He drives. No, he just did it.
He has good muzzle.
He doesn't have good muscle,
Yeah.
nothing. He just went and did it and made that phone call to that person that you were always scared to call.
And ask him what's going on.
And then said, hey, you want to do this deal?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You came up with my scroll.
He came up with my scroll.
I was looking for someone's number and I saw your
Exactly.
number.
It's just
I always
the
do that.
situations we put ourselves in. I'm just looking
You
for
are
someone's
your own
number.
Yeah,
I
put a
know you.
Moisha. I saw the Moisha. I'm gonna
By the
hit
way,
you
that's
up.
always great
That's
way
good.
to call people.
Yeah.
By the way, also
Random
maybe that's
people.
that maybe
When you
I'll-
start putting in a name and the two other names come
Come
up
in,
with the
you
same
just-
name and
yeah.
one is and then the other one.
So that's why you kind of have to say it, because you know whether it's the power of manifestation or just telling HaKadosh Baruch Hu, or
Say
even just
what?
telling
Say
yourself
what? Say
what
what?
the idea is, meaning that like Hashem, I really
But-
want this deal to work out so that I can do this and this and that.
So-
But then also being, I think going back to that, still
Yeah.
being able to be flexible and still being able to accept what comes your way.
So it's how. So the idea is how you say it.
But you kind of have to have that as
Rabbi
not everybody has
Pinson
that
always
evolution to
says-
say, I want to drive a Ferrari. But the kid who does say that, at least he'll start with the Aston Martin. He'll get
He'll
the
get the
Bentley.
Ferrari, he'll get
Yeah, if he
he'll get
really
that.
wants
That's
it,
how
if he
you end
really,
up
really
getting
wants
there.
it.
Like, the person who doesn't say,
One second.
I want to drive the Ferrari, he'll never
We're
get it.
saying
He doesn't
two-
want
Right,
to.
it doesn't happen
we're
to
saying
him.
two things.
That's
We're saying
not
two
It's not his
things.
goal.
There's two separate things going on. There's one of what you want, you're going to get if you don't want it. But the other goal is that understanding that there's a stream coming to you, and that you have to know that I don't need to ask for it because it's coming.
But I don't, that's the
And
part
it's-
I'm saying.
it's
Maybe you
hard.
also have to ask for it.
That's what we're dictating in between.
Right. Right, that's what I'm saying. That's the part that I'm on
It's
also.
like a heating idea situation.
The Rebbe's getting mamish into it right now, this conversation. Keep
Kibbutz.
emes kol harevach, all the profit. All the profit. And the Rebbe is so cute that he says revach, because he doesn't say money. Because there's some people that do so much business.
What does
but they
revach
never-
mean?
Revach means profit.
Profit.
There are
After,
people
after.
that just turn money their whole life, and that's not revach.
That's loans.
We're talking about money. We're talking about profit. Ki be'emes kol harevach. Hamachona b'shem leid. You've done construction jobs where you turn a lot of money, but nobody made money. You know, when the things go wrong, and it could have been a $2 million job, but at the end of the day, no, you've had jobs where either we lost
Broke
money,
even.
Contingency reserve run out.
contingency reserve ran out.
It was 100%.
It wasn't 100%. You know, you could turn money, but we're talking about over here even the revach, which is hamachona b'shem leida. That is something that's birthed, like anything else. Like a baby is birthed, profit is birthed.
If you don't mind, it's prepared.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Hamachona, no, which is referred to,
Oh,
like it's
mechanic. I thought
nicknamed.
it's like a.
Meaning you
Right.
got to go through like the
Right.
7 cries and
Right.
labor and like the
Correct.
time.
Correct.
Like, that's what it's
Profit.
140.
Correct.
Right, for the money it's at.
Kol harevach. Let's do this slowly.
That kind of
Kol harevach, hamachona b'shem leida, which is called leida, which is being birthed, meaning profit gets birthed.
Oh no.
V'chal hamama and v'chal hashpa, and all the money and all the shefa. Nimshachem rak mishvides taivus mama. Get drawn into our lives. Where does profit come from? Which is breaking the taiva of mammon, shehi b'chinas emes. Which means, let's tap into emes lamita. What's the truth? What's the truth? Somebody who realizes that the truth is ulafamim lahapach. Somebody who realizes that the truth is Baruch Hageva Asher Yiftach B'Hashem V'Hoya Hashem Miftach is connected to the emes. And when you're connected to the emes, v'zahu b'chinas kushtakoi, that emes stays forever. Kushta, which means something that's true.
Wow.
Koi stays around.
That's true.
But
profit.
sheker always disappears. What does that mean? You know, if you say a lot of lies, you always have to remember your stories. If you tell the truth, you never have to remember your stories. Ki Amr Rabbi Zachayin Zachayin L'Bracha.
You don't like that one?
Oh, it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
very good.
Like,
V'askala yakum asher b'raglayim. Everything that is gonna stay around, hayakum, something that's gonna stay around for a while, asher b'raglayim, is grounded in their feet. Zeh mammon shel adam shamayim midal raglav. This is zeh mamayna shel adam shamayim doyal raglav. The money of a person that stands him up on his feet. Va'al kein ikir hamayimid parnasa hainu mammon shel adam shamayim midal raglav. What gives a person the feeling that he's settled on this ground is his parnasa. Hu al yedei emes. But you're only going to have that feeling
Groundingness.
is through emes. What's emes? Emes is connecting to the idea that masa matan be'emuna. Shu b'chinis shviris taivis mammon kanal. V'zeh b'chinis kushta koi. Emes sticks around for a while. Hainu al yedei emes. The word, I remember hearing this very, very young, maybe from my mother, hi Ma. Very young. The MS, the Aleph has 2 legs, Mem has a base,
Suf also
Says
has
2
two legs.
legs. MS sticks around, has a leg. Sheka, Shin comes at 1, Kuf, 1 leg, Reish, 1 leg.
Wow.
Sheker
You're on
ein
ground.
loy
You're on ground.
raglayim. Ein loy raglayim.
Gee,
It
yeah.
only has 1 leg, each one of them. So we're saying you always have to remember your stories because it only has 1 leg.
When you're putting
There's no MS
energy
to it.
into,
It doesn't stick around.
Oh.
when you're
falls
putting energy
down.
into remembering the bad, it just takes up too much.
It takes up much too much brain
Too much
space.
brain space.
Hi, no, my mother says, "Mami, do I go? Who MS? Who begin the shviris type is more than begin kushta koi." That's why kushta koi is a med that sticks around for a while. Hi, no, al
what
yedei
is
MS.
Kushta?
Kushta is MS.
Oh, Kushta's on it.
Truth. Ka'i means like ka'im la'alam alam al stays around. Hainu al yedei emes yesh loy mammon. Through emes, he will have money, shu bechinis amida shamamida yaraglav, which will keep him grounded. Aval shikra loikai, but sheker does not stick around. It's going to end up losing. Ki sheker hu avodah zara. The concept of any type of sheker, because it's either you believe in Hashem
Or you believe in
something else. So either you're connected to emes or you're connected to sheker.
The second it's not Amos, you're right away off.
You're off. Ki sheker hu avodah zara taivas mammon k'mosh amruz Rabbi Zayin Zechron Lebracha hamachlef b'devurai, somebody who flips around his words. Yesterday you told me $20. No, I told you $30. No, you told me $25. No, you told me. You know the guys that every day they're going to flip their words. Hamachlef b'devurai. Somebody flips around his words and every day changes. The concrete guys. Ki ilu oived avodah zara. A guy who does that, why is he ki ilu avodah zara?
He's not gonna get the Amos.
A, he's not telling the emes. He's being machlef b'devura. Means he's not telling the emes every time. And the second you're machlef b'devura and you're not telling the emes in business, you're automatically being oived avodah zara because you don't trust. The second you say one word and you switch your deal on a guy, you're oived avodah zara because that's
Crazy,
second. Like you
this is
said,
crazy.
that's second.
People in the real estate are trying to
You
see,
don't-
you're gonna make him
you
tell
don't
him this,
have-
why do you
You're
tell
not
him
being
this?
truthful
Don't be
business for
sucker.
business,
It's avodah zara.
It's crazy.
If you're not doing truth, if you're not being truthful in the deal
It's crazy.
on any level,
Crazy.
You're believing in something else.
you're believing in something else.
Wow. Because why are you making the sheker? Because you think
Because
there's gonna
you
be a
need it.
better and better this.
Ki shaker hu avodah zara taivas mammon k'may shamru zachar Rabbi Zayin Zechron Lebracha machlef b'devura ki ilu oived avodah zara va'al kain al yedei shaker shu avodah zara taivas mammon ein lo shim kiyum mammon. It's going to disappear. Hainu she'ein lo mammon anekri yakum. He's not going to have the money that's referred to as the sustaining and grounding
Long
and
lasting.
It's not profit, it's not reva.
It's not ravach. It's not
Very
the
nice.
thing.
It's
It's
such a
not
nice use.
yakum.
Such a
It's
nice
not
Long
yakum.
lasting.
You know, you ever do an investment? You can invest $1 million in a deal, and then the guy pays you first month he gives you your $10,000, interest or whatever dividends. The next month $10,000. Next month, and then it stops coming. And I tell him, hey, what's going on? And after a couple of years, I've had it a couple of times. What do you mean? I give you $300,000 profit. See, where's my million?
Yeah.
That's my
Where's
profit.
he made money?
Where's my Karen? Stop telling me about my revach. I didn't make any revach until I make back my million. When you give me back the million, you'll tell me about the revach you gave me on the money. Right? People don't chop. They're making profit. No, you're not. It's in the Karen. So, but if you want your money to stick around, it has to come with a foundation. It's funny, Rabbi Shor used to say,
Which Rabbi Shor?
Rabbi Avram Shor from Flatbush, so I was in the Shtak, used to say, foundation money, right? Jews have a lot of money in foundations, right? It's a way of putting money and storing money in these different types of foundations. By when Cain killed Hevel, the pasuk says, "Kol demei achecha tzayakim li min ha'adama." The blood of your brother is crying out to me from the adama, from the ground. So Rabbi Shotaish, that Kol demei, the sound of the money, because daman could mean money or blood, is calling out to me from the foundations. Kol demei achecha tzayakim li min ha'adama. All the money in the foundations from the ground are calling out. There's so much money there. We just have to figure out that, and it wants to give tzedakah.
The money one. The money's calling out. It's staying stuck there.
Adam is just stuck in the foundations. You even have so much money there that needs to go out. Remember, fascinating about. אבל שקר לא ממש, שאין לו מנהיגות כאן, וזהו שקר לא קוי, כנ"ל, כי עבוד זרה אל אחר is tares v'lo aved peden, is like a saras, which is somebody who
cutting off.
Somebody who cannot have children is a saras, somebody who is sterile.
Kerisa.
V'lo aved
So it's talking
peden.
about a male.
In this case, the saras is refers to a male. which is a sterile male that does not give off pages. Kamavara shamba my man al heter. Ki al pi roif. Cute way of saying it. Usually, ein haroid from biyoser achatayvus elu. Thank you. Elu haroid from biyoser achatayvus mammon. These people generally, the people who run a lot after taivus mammon, who mesim balei chayvus, they die owing people money.
Terrible.
Uma ein biyadam, and they die with nothing. Boom.
Like a nice way of starting off. Ki al pi roif.
You should know that. Look around.
Generally, va'afilim einem meisen balei chayvus. You know, Yanka Miller said, "Those angels sind stark." By the way, from my father, those angels sind stark.
Everybody today isn't stuck.
Everybody, but Yanka Miller was a badchin. You know, ever see him?
Yeah.
I heard him many times.
You know Yanka Miller? Yanka Miller is
Older Hasidic man.
the funniest, first really funny Hasidic guy.
Well, very
Talented
loved.
humor, very, very talented humor, very talented. He was a badchin, but the most talented humor. The Jackie Mason. He was the Jackie Mason of the Hasidic world.
He was a
Very
character.
good, very good. He's still around.
Yeah.
Anyway, he said, and I'll never forget my father watching him do Badchanas in front of Reb Chaim Kanievsky.
Oh, wow.
And Reb Chaim laughing. And my father's reaction to that scene was the schar that Yanka Miller has for making Reb Chaim laugh like that. I'm jealous of that schar. The way of seeing it. You know where else he said that in a very interesting way? The Lubavitcher Rebbe used to have a podiatrist that would come once a month to cut his toenails.
Really?
Took care of himself.
A flaming gay guy.
No way.
Oh, wow. Jewish? No.
Jewish?
What?
Flaming
How do you
gay
know? Weird.
guy.
Yeah,
Was his
stories.
podiatrist. And nobody was really in the room when he would come, but the guys, the Husbach, they knew exactly what was going on. You know, the podiatrist is here.
Did he have funky toenails?
Whenever it was.
But this podiatrist, this flaming guy, would make the Rebbe laugh. He was the funniest, loudest, flaming guy. But he was the best podiatrist, the biggest for the Rebbe.
Wow.
And Rabbi Pinson was telling me, the Bachar would stand outside the door and hear the Rebbe laugh.
Really?
Remember hearing one time, Rebbe, when are you going to send the shliach for us Fegelach?
Wow.
Really?
It's great. And you can't even make it up. You can't even make it up, the whole story. And when I told my father that story,
He's also jealous of the schar of that
Instead of
jealous of the
nail cutting guy.
jealous of the bagel is schar for making the Rebbe laugh.
It's Amos. It's Amos.
It's evident, again, to see the situation from that picture, from that perspective, right? Great. So, but Yanka Miller used to say, I got into Yanka Miller when we got there, but Yanka Miller used to say, they used to ask him, you know, he used to buy the lottery all the time, and he Taka borrowed money from everybody and owed the whole world money. Yeah. But he used to talk about it, joke about it openly. It was very funny. He used to say, I go to London, ask a guy to lend me $100. He doesn't, I don't know who you are. He goes, that's so weird. In Muncie, they don't lend me because they do know who I am.
Hey, they don't want to give me.
Yeah, come, they don't know who I am. They don't understand what's going on.
That's a typical Yankee Miller one.
Classic Yankee Miller. So they asked him, if you win the lottery, because he used to buy the lottery at 7-Eleven, he's hanging at 7-Eleven all day. He goes, if you win the lottery, $10 million, what are you going to do with the money? He's not going to pay up all my funds. He goes, and the rest? The rest are going to have to wait.
Very good. Very good.
The rest are going to have to wait. So these people, talking about
Amazing balachayvus.
Tachvilim ein amazing balachayvus. Hein b'chayayim balachayvus l'tavasam. Whoa! Their whole life, they are their own balachayvus to their taiva.
I have to keep on giving in, and
We
yeah.
know a taiva that has gotten us, whatever it has been. It could have been
Cheeseburger.
a cigarette. It could have been a different
Get the
type of
challah.
thing.
Smoking's a very good one.
It could have been where we could chase a taiva that makes absolutely no sense. And the classic example I always give is the smokers, right? 6 guys are on vacation. 6 guys are coming back from Reb Shaila. 3 smoke, 3 don't. There's a stopover in Amsterdam on the way back. 3 of them go to the bar and get a beer. 3 of them are going to go out, run
Half a mile.
half a mile through the thing to get outside. One's going to forget his passport, and they're going to run back and forth to have the 5-minute
fast
cigarette.
I love it.
And then, but they're there to
I'm
relax.
enamored by it.
They're going
They're
to
chilling.
They
relax.
went on
chilling.
vacation.
They're chilling, they're chilling
they're
now.
running outside
To relax.
to relax.
They make some exercise.
The other
in
guys are
between.
just chilling there for an hour. These guys for an hour are busy for the 3-minute relaxation. And that's just a classic cigarette example. We know what that's
Classic
like with a
addiction.
woman. We know what that's like with everything.
Money.
With money, we're chasing. We can go to Texas
I'm
for
on my
deals for
sperm
this, for this.
retention. I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But
Is a ghetto.
But that's what he's saying. You become a type, and you're sitting there like an idiot running through the airport. You are a slave to your type. You're balchayv. You
Smoking's
owe.
such a good one.
You owe your whole thing
Such a
to.
good one. Oh my gosh.
Nicotine.
So true.
Nicotine.
All of it. Any
Any
form
smoke.
of smoking. It's all the
You
same.
like the katoyas.
Yeah, you run a lot faster for the joint outside in Amsterdam.
Yeah. it's all the
That, okay, that's a different experience.
Ah, shut
Oh, that you understand. That you understand.
You're not. You're right. You're not leaving the same thing for someone else to pick up.
And everybody forgets their passport or the suitcase.
They don't even know one. They don't want to catch a flight. Everything's good.
Once you're in Amsterdam, I'm not leaving.
Ki al pi alav elu alav tum b'yosir achat havis ma mehem mesim bal chavis umein b'yon v'afilu mein v'an bal chavis hem chayim bal chavis l'tavazim shem misavim kol kach lamam and harba. They desire money so gratefully. Ad shem riatzim v'yigayim ma'oid kol yameim b'yigiyas gedolos. They toil and they work so hard their entire life with tremendous effort. And they actually put themselves in danger just to fill their time. As if the Puditz is chasing them, and they really have to pay up some big dough. You know, the mafia's after you. People work like the mafia's after them. That's the same chayv of avodah zarah. Come on. And all their days they'll never be able to fill their taiva l'shalem choiv hazeh shel taiva. They can never pay it. It's like credit card debt. It's literally like credit card debt. You can never pay it off. It's like hard money loans. Ki ein adam meis v'chatzi tavasa biyadi. At the end of the day, if you're working from taiva, if you're coming from that place, nobody dies with even half their taiva in their hands. Even the money he has is not money. He has no enjoyment from his money. This is dead money. It's stuck money. It's tame. It's a saris. Therefore, it's impossible to draw down the shafa of parnasa, to make an I used to have an employee, and I used to say, mach's Geld? He tells me, as man macht Geld, geht man in Twiesen, man darf verdienen Geld.
Making Geld is printing money.
He goes, I say, making money? He goes, you make money, you go to jail. You have to earn money. So he's talking about over here, the idea of earning money.
Hopefully you're earning.
All right, I think we're going to stop here.
Yasha koyach.
Shkoyach.
Koyach, wow.
Shabbos. Good job.